Acero po daw po kasi ano daw po matigas daw po na fighter, kaya yun po yung inano sa akin ng boss ko na binansagang Acero po. Disiplina talaga, tsaka ano, puso para sa boxing.
Tsaga lang sa pag-iinsayo at tsaka focus palagi pag nag-training. Huwag haluan ng mga kalokohang bagay. Focus lang. Puspusan yung training namin para mapaganda yung laban na to.
Tuloy-tuloy pong aksyon dito sa Quezon City. And we've got a beautiful view of our sunset and the skyline of Quezon City. At nandito po tayo sa loob ng Ramon Magsaysay Covered Court. Manny Pacquiao presents Blow by Blow in partnership with Ginebra San Miguel. Lamang ang may tapang, all here anticipating hostilities in our upcoming fight. It's going to be a 10-rounder between two former world-rated fighters, and one of them actually a former world champion. Upcoming, a 10-rounder in the flyweight division, R.R. Andales, once world-rated top 10. And he's up against the former IBF Minimumweight Champion, Rene Cuarto. This is going to be a big one. Both these fighters are taking a major step and moving up in weight. They're now fighting in the flyweight division. It's Andales versus Cuarto. Makikita po natin ang tail of the tape. Both these fighters, a lot of experience behind them. At si Andales po, you see his record. He's lost only twice. Si Cuarto po has lost only 6 times. And Cuarto certainly with a lot more experience. And you know that he's a former world champion. Here we go with our efficient intros. Ring announcer, Bobby Mondejar.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the fighter coming into the ring. Fighter Rene Cuarto. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the fighter coming into the ring, R.R. Acero Andales. Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Pacquiao presents Blow by Blow here in Ramon Magsaysay Covered Court, Quezon City. In partnership with Ginebra San Miguel, lamang ang may tapang. In coordination with Congressman Juan Carlos Arjo Atayde and Barangay Captain Cesar C. Dionisio with Kagawad Nino Dionisio. All professional boxing bouts are sanctioned by the Games and Amusements Board. GOB Chairman Attorney Francisco Rivera, GOB Commissioners, Attorney Manuel Plaza III and Angel Bautista. The Chief of Boxing and Other Contact Sports, Mr. Rodil Manaog. Our ringside physicians, Dr. Clark Fernandez and Dr. Cian Bello. Timekeepers, Kim Dangan and Estela Igasan. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the fighter fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 108.4 pounds. He has a record of 22 wins, 6 losses, 2 draws, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of MP Boxing Gym, Davao City, former IBF Minimumweight World Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Rene Cuarto. Right across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 107.3 pounds. He has a record of 15 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. fighting out of Sanman and Keyboards Boxing Gym, General Santos City. Ladies and gentlemen, RR Acero Andales. Andales. Judges at ringside, Don Arguelles, Hilco, and Altrixia Lorente. Third man in the ring, referee Gerard Basig. This will be 10 rounds of professional boxing.
Boxer, Dapat. Nandito kayo ngayon para maglaban ng boxing, kaya bawal ang headbutt, bawal suntukin sa batok, bawal ang low blow. Protektahan nyo lagi yung sarili nyo, ha? Magandang laban tayo. May kinig kayo sa mga instructions ko. Good luck sa inyong dalawa.
Klarong-klaro po ang mga instructions ng ating third man in the ring, si referee Gerald Basig. And highly anticipated match between these two formerly world-rated fighters, and one of them, Rene Cuarto, a former IBF World Minimumweight Champion. Si RR Andales was supposed to fight for the IBF Minimumweight Championship last March in Nagoya, but he withdrew. Another Filipino took his place, Jake Amparo, lost to Ginjiro Shigeoka in a second-round knockout. Now Andales trying to make waves now in this new division, the flyweight division, although he scaled for this fight 107.3 pounds. So, pwedeng light flyweight division din ang lalabanan ni RR Andales. Oh! Big shot coming from Andales. Rene Cuarto. He's actually coming off a loss by split decision to Arvin Pasiones in Mandaue last June. And he was down in round number 2. So trying to regain lost ground is Rene Cuarto, a former world champion. 2 times tinalo po niya ang reigning IBF World Champion, si Pedro Taduran, a countryman. And very curiously, Cuarto and Andales are both former WBO Oriental Minimumweight Championships. Andales had his chance to win the WBA Championship in 2019, but he lost a technical decision to the Thailander knockout CP Freshmart. That was in 2019. However, in 2020, he won the lightly regarded World Boxing Foundation Minimum Weight Championship. So pwede natin sabihin si Andales also a former world champion. Both these fighters are making their blow-by-blow debuts. High-level boxing ang pinapanood po natin dito. Both of them wily, crafty veterans. Cuarto, 12 knockouts in 22 wins. Andales, 6 knockouts in 15 wins. Andales originally from northern Samar. And si Cuarto originally from Zamboanga del Norte. And not much distance between these two fighters, so you can expect a lot of fireworks, a lot of punches being connected. And we're in for a very exciting fight, no doubt about it. Yan po si Rene Cuarto. Nonoy Neri is in his corner, and he's fighting out of the MP Boxing Gym in Davao City. Kanya naman yung t-shirt ni Nonoy Neri, yung poster ng laban ni Senator Manny Pacquiao against David Diaz. Ito, panurin po natin yung connection. A right cross coming from Andales. Smack on the button. or rather by Cuarto, connecting on Andales. Ayan po yung t-shirt na sinasabi natin, Pacquiao versus David Diaz. Punch of the round brought to you by Ginebra San Miguel. Lamang ang may tapang round number 2. Cuarto looking very sharp with that left jab. Converted into a left hook immediately. Nice side-to-side movement by Rene Cuarto. Hindi niya nabibigyan ng pagkakataon si Andales to unload. There's constant movement on the part of Cuarto. And punches in bunches thrown by Cuarto. Ito naman si Andales. Ito, bumabalik siya. Short chopping blows by Andales. Ganun din ang pinapakita ni Cuarto. Kanya naman high-level boxing na napapanood po natin. At si Cuarto, tinatawanan niya ito mga suntok ni Andales. Picture of confidence by Cuarto. Shot to the body by both these fighters. Then a right hand scored by Cuarto from close range. Another right hook there, scored by Cuarto. Andales, a little off balance. Andales looking very aggressive. Side-to-side movement on the part of Cuarto. And you see Cuarto's corner, Nonoy Neri, by the ring apron. A lot of blows being thrown by Cuarto. Some shots to the body. Andales covering up. Andales coming forward. And that time connecting with the right hand. Both fighters keeping very busy. Ang taas ng work rate ng dalawang boksingero. And palitan sila. So there is no lull in the action. Cuarto showing a better footwork than Andales. Andales is more of a come-forward fighter now. We just got word from the corner of Andales that last March, when he was supposed to fight for the IBF Championship, he backed out because of an injury. But he wants to get another chance. Andales getting his licks here, throwing that right uppercut. This time a left uppercut. I think this is going to go down to a question of stamina, because both these fighters are unloading a lot of shots. And we're scheduled for 10. Matira matibay dito. End of round number 2. Wow, an action-packed second round. Diyan po nakikita natin ang close-up ni R.R. Andales. What a career he has had. He has fought 4 fights overseas. Ang kanyang trainer si Marquil Salvaña. He won once in Korea. He lost once in Thailand and drew twice in Japan. And that's very difficult to do when you draw in Japan. And if you're a foreigner, most likely, ikaw nanalo doon. But Andales scoring that time with the right hand. Good round for Andales in round number 2. And a good round for Cuarto in round number 1. Kanya mukhang tabla tayo ngayon, entering round number 3. By the way, that win of Andales in Korea came in 2021 for the WBO Oriental Minimumweight Championship. And he scored a 7th round knockout over Min Fat Sam of Vietnam. Andales' corner. And we saw earlier si Marquil Salvaña, ang cornerman ni Andales. Both fighters getting their moments. So now, it'll depend on who is able to hit the other harder. Who can inflict more punishment. Because these guys are connecting, they're landing. And these fighters they're throwing caution to the wind. Walang pacing sa kanila. They're giving it all they've got. And they're not afraid to be punching themselves out. Basta suntok lang ng suntok. And there's that footwork galing kay Rene Cuarto. Andales scoring. Those short, chopping punches are hurting punches. Cuarto appears to be targeting the midsection while Andales connecting with shots to the head. Cuarto, yubo siya dito, trying to get some leverage to be able to throw those punches straight towards the midsection. But now he goes upstairs. Andales also connecting, that time 1, 2, 3, 4. Punches scored by Cuarto. Close distance fighting. And those arms of both fighters working like pistons sa gitna ng ring. High energy fight. Super work rate. Cuarto putting some body weight behind those shots. And again, going to the midsection is Cuarto. Referee just allowing these fighters to go at it from close distance. 10-second clapper has sounded. And that's it. End of round number 3. All-action fight that we're seeing between two highly experienced fighters. Formerly world rated, hoping to get back into the world ratings. The former world IBF Minimumweight Champion, Rene Cuarto, Andales. He has fought once for the World Championship, the WBA version. He wants to get another crack at the World Championship. Andales, acero ang tawag sa kanya, acero meaning steel. And some slow-mo bits from the previous round, highlights of the punch of the round brought to you by Ginebra San Miguel. Nice right hand scored by Andales. And momentarily dislodging the stance of Rene Cuarto. Punch of the round brought to you by Ginebra San Miguel. And our ring physicians are Dr. Clark Fernandez and Dr. Sean Bello. Maraming salamat for lending your expertise, your concern, your care as our ring physicians for blow by blow in this card at the Ramon Magsaysay Covered Courts, Bakbakan, Quezon City. Cuarto covering up, then all of a sudden breaking out of his shell. But Andales just on top of him. Now Cuarto taking a step back. Cuarto's got that footwork, but he's not moving around. He's engaging Andales toe-to-toe in this action-packed thriller. Cuarto again throwing that shot to the midsection, but Andales is covering up well. Cuarto moving around and then stopping on his tracks to throw some combinations, side-to-side lateral movement by Cuarto. Andales continues to be the aggressor. Nice bobbing and weaving by Rene Cuarto, showing better defense. Andales doing a good job of cutting the ring off. Alam niya kung saan angle ang pupuntahan ni Cuarto. And both these fighters smiling at each other. That's a nice uppercut scored by Cuarto, and then moving away. And that footwork is now working for Cuarto as he's keeping Andales off balance. Tatama si Cuarto tapos biglang iiwas. So hindi makapag-counter si Andales. And he doesn't stay in the pocket to get counter-punched. So very smart tactic on the part of Rene Cuarto. And this has become a very tactical fight. I don't think we're going to be seeing a knockout in this fight, but you're seeing a lot of different tactics and adjustments being shown by these fighters. Ang ganda naman ng camera angle natin. Good job in the production department. Our camera work is exceptional. Dito na nakikita natin a close-up of both these fighters. Round number 4 now coming close to an end. Good control of the ring here by Rene Cuarto. You call that ring generalship. That's the end of round number 4. Cuarto, well, trying to make a strong comeback to revive his career. He has lost 4 of his last 5, or rather 6 fights. Si Cuarto needs a big win here over Andales to start his career once more. There's the shot by Cuarto. That was a punch of the round brought to you by Ginebra San Miguel. Yan po si Andales. Now, we've mentioned that Cuarto has lost 4 of his last 6 fights. Cuarto might have gotten hurt that time. Shot to the body by Andales, but he comes roaring back. And what about that combination? A series of shots coming from Cuarto. Now, Andales is unbeaten over his last 8 fights, but 3 of them were draws. 2 of them were technical draws, and 1 was a majority draw. So an unbeaten streak is being protected here by Andales as he tries to regain his spot in the world rankings. The big victory here over Rene Cuarto will certainly put him back in contention for a top 10 slot in the world rankings. Here's a wide angle shot of the action. And now a close-up of what's going on, a medium range shot here. We're seeing a lot of exceptional camera angles. That was a dig to the body by Andales to Cuarto. Cuarto might have gotten hurt with that shot to the body. And Cuarto's not moving around. Cuarto probably trying to regain his composure. Now he's throwing some uppercuts. Previous round, we saw a lot of foot movement from Cuarto, but this time he's just standing his ground. Nakikipagpalitan. I don't know if that's the smart thing to do. Nakikipagsabayan siya dito. That's what Andales wants. Now he goes back to his side to side. Andales, very active in this round. And he's connecting. A nice right uppercut from Andales. Andales is a plotter. This is his style of fight. While Cuarto, he would be more of a boxer. But things aren't going Cuarto's way, not in this round. Cuarto trying to fight back. But right now, he's fighting Andales' fight. Andales connected with an overhand right. Then he comes straight towards Rene Cuarto.
No holding, no holding.
And that's the end of that round. A good one for Andales. Round number 6 coming up. It's been close. It's been very eventful. Dito po tayo sa Ramon Magsaysay Covered Court, Bakbakan, Quezon City. We just saw a glimpse of Popoy Elorde, the sister of Johnny Elorde, of Pepot Elorde, of Marty Elorde, the very illustrious, famous Elorde clan. And our friends giving the victory sign dito po sa Quezon City. Punch of the round. Panoorin po natin. A shot to the side of the body there, connected by Andales. And then Andales with a couple of uppercuts. Punch of the round brought to you by Ginebra San Miguel. Lamang ang may tapang. Okay, this is now round number 6. If you're in Cuarto's corner, you'll want to see a little more foot movement like what he showed in the previous rounds. That makes him a difficult target for Andales. And it also throws off Andales' style, which is come forward. A nice right hand scored by Andales. He's got Cuarto on the ropes. Andales mixing his shots upstairs and downstairs. And he's on the prowl. He's right on top of Rene Cuarto. Nawala na yung foot movement dito ni Cuarto. He needs a lot more lateral movement at side to side. Andales having his way right now. Cuarto is putting his head on the chest of Andales. And he also becomes an easy target for an uppercut. And more uppercuts coming here from Andales. War of attrition ang nakikita natin dito. A lot of punches being thrown. Just a tremendous amount of energy being shown by both these fighters. Ang taas ng work rate, oh.
Stop, time, stop.
And it's going to be a slight interruption here. Looks like mouthpiece was dislodged by Rene Cuarto. And tama-tama, a referee wearing gloves, so he picked up that mouthpiece. And those body shots of Andales taking a toll on Rene Cuarto. And as Cuarto comes in with his head on the chest of Andales, he's getting tagged. Yun na naman. Tinamaan na naman siya ni Andales. And Cuarto is trying to beat Andales at his own game. But can he do it? Round number 6 now coming to a close. And Cuarto is very slowly going back to his corner. Down on his stool, as you see him being attended to by Nonoy Neri. Punch of the round brought to you by Ginebra San Miguel. Panurin po natin. And it's really difficult to tell which was the best punch of that round kasi ang daming pumasok eh. Ang daming kumonekta. So I would have to say, punches of the round brought to you by Ginebra San Miguel. Lamang ang may tapang. Andales getting a douse here of water from his cornerman, Rene Cuarto. Looked like he was tiring out at the end of round number 6. We are now in round number 7. He was slow to go back to his corner. Some loose tape being taken care of by the cornerman of Andales. Oh, nakalimutan yung ano, yung tuwalya. Ano ba yan?
Oh, timing! Box!
Oh, tama yung ginawa ng referee. He called the timeout first while that tape was being attended to. So, no time wasted on the 3 rounds for this round. For 3 minutes of this round. Another fiery assault here from Andales. Big shot by Andales with the left hand. And a nice counter right hand coming from Cuarto. And that was a clean shot. The fighters now leaning on each other. Trying to get some leverage. Good job by the referee breaking the fighters apart. Connection there by Cuarto. Not much impact on the punches landed by Cuarto at this stage. Andales just breaking down that defense of Cuarto bit by bit. And it looks like another case of the mouthpiece being spat out now. There should be a warning. Dalawang beses na yan. I don't know if the referee is aware. You can't spit out that mouthpiece. A third time that happens, there's got to be a point deduction. Oh, powerful right hand scored by Andales on the side of the head of Cuarto. And Cuarto is not moving. I think that's a sign of tiring out. The foot movement isn't there anymore. Cuarto trying to fight toe-to-toe. Andales likes it that way. Rate of connection very high now for Andales, as he seems to have a little more gas in his tank than Cuarto. And Cuarto going down from a shot to the head, to the body. And he's given a knockdown. The first knockdown in this fight has been scored by Andales. And that's the end of the round. And we did say that he was tiring out. And it's very clear because hindi na gumagalaw yung kanyang foot movement na sinasabi natin was a big part of his fight plan. Andales scoring the first knockdown of this fight in round number 7. Panurin po natin kung ano nangyari. Just a flurry of blows. And I think that might have been a shot to the head. At bigla na lang lumuhod si Cuarto. First knockdown scored, Andales. Oh, he's been dominating starting about the 4th round. Round number 8. Now, we mentioned earlier that Cuarto was also down in his last fight. A fight which he lost by a split decision to Arvin Pasiones last June in Mandaue. Now, can Cuarto come back? Now, that last round was a 10-8er for Andales. And if this is a close fight, that knockdown could prove to be decisive. And for Andales, maybe if he just takes a step back, he'll be able to find that room to be able to connect with a big one against Cuarto. Cuarto is still fighting back. This fight is not over, not by a long shot. But Andales, clearly with a sturdier legs at this point. Andales trying to launch an attack, but I don't think he has the energy to be able to sustain a two-fisted assault. That time, he scored with the left hand, but he moves away. But to Cuarto's credit, he's not clinching. So he's not holding on. He's still exchanging blows with Arar Andales. That's heart. That's the heart of a champion. If he's going to go down, he's going to go down fighting. Andales connecting with the right hand. And the hands of Cuarto, I see sometimes going down to expose himself. Ito, binababa niya yung kanyang dalawang kamay. 10-second clapper has sounded. End of round number 8, so 2 more rounds to go. In this exciting fight, a knockdown was scored by Andales in round number 7. And that was a left hand scored by Cuarto on that occasion, which was the punch of the round. Brought to you by Ginebra San Miguel. Round number 9 coming up. Nasabi na natin kanina, it's a war of attrition. Pigang-piga na yung dalawang boksingero. But I think Andales might have a little bit more left than Rene Cuarto, the former IBF World Minimumweight Champion. As we said, Cuarto trying to get his bearings back as a world contender. He's only 28 years old. Still a lot of boxing years left, but he has lost 4 of his last 6. Can Cuarto find his second wind? He'll need it here to try to turn this fight around. Cuarto showing signs of life in this round and getting back his foot movement.
Right. But
Andales is staying steadily in front of Cuarto, he's not taking a step back. I think both these fighters have lost the sting in their punches. Right now, it's become like a sparring session. Hindi na sila nagkakasakitan. There's diminished power in their punches. A wide left, missed there by Andales. And earlier in this round, pinakita ulit ni Cuarto yung kanyang foot movement, pero ngayon, wala na naman. He's standing right in front of Andales, exchanging. And then he moves out. And a very dangerous situation. Again, Cuarto bringing down both his arms. The high guard of Andales as he comes charging in. Andales just looking to counter. He's always keeping a step ahead of Cuarto. Both fighters are just slapping at each other at this stage. Patapos na itong round number 9. And Cuarto getting tagged with an overhand right by Andales. And that's the end of the round. Andales is gonna suck it up for one last round. In our unofficial scorecard, it looks like Andales is ahead, but Cuarto also had his licks. Cuarto, mentored by Nonoy Neri. Panoorin po natin ang punch of the round. That was a shot connected by Andales. Or rather, Cuarto. That's right, that was Cuarto who connected with the shot, and after he did, then he moved away. And that's Rene Cuarto on your screens. Two very experienced fighters showcasing their skills as they try to storm back into the world top 10 ratings. Andales versus Cuarto. Andales, as we mentioned, a former IBF World Minimumweight Champion who has beaten the current IBF Minimumweight Champion, Pedro Taduran, twice. Both these fighters in the center of the ring now. Nagkakatamaan pero hindi na sila nagkakasakitan. Just part of punches being thrown now and connected by the fighters. As clearly they're tuckered out. They're just waiting for this fight to end. And one of them will win on points. I don't think this is going to go to a draw. And there will not be any knockdown or knockout. There was one knockdown scored back in round number 7. Bumagsak po si Cuarto. Andales scoring the fight's only knockdown. And again, yung sinasabi natin kanina, very dangerous situation si Cuarto. He brings down his arms and then he gets tagged. And luckily, when he got tagged that time, wala na masyadong power yung mga suntok ni Andales. But those arms of Cuarto must feel like lead at this stage. Overhand shot scored by Andales. Cuarto still trying to mix it up. Less than a minute to go in this fight. Napatigil dun si Cuarto. I thought he might have gotten hurt with a shot to the midsection. But he's trying to just hold on. If ever Andales holds on to win, this will be a big feather in his cap, as he'll get the scalp of a former world champion. And of course, he will stretch his unbeaten streak to 9 fights. Kung sakasakaling manalo si Andales. 10-second clapper. The fight is about to end. And the final bell will ring, and that's it. The fight is over. 2 experienced fighters giving it all they had. And Andales getting a lift from his cornerman. Looks like he did more than enough to earn the decision. And trainer Nonoy Neri has a glum look on his face. So I think they're expecting that hindi nila nakuha to. Nonoy Neri talking to Rene Cuarto. He's been on a skid. If he's lost 4 of his last 6, another loss here will mean that he will have lost 5 of his last 7. Andales, he had his chance to win a world championship back in 2019. Natalo siya by technical decision in Thailand by knockout CP Freshmart. But he did win the World Boxing Federation Minimumweight Championship in 2020 on a second-round knockout over Ray Kaitom. Highlights of that last round, the punch of the round, brought to you by Hinabar San Miguel. And we're awaiting the announcement of the judges' scores. As Coach Nonoy Neri continuing to talk to Rene Cuarto, hindi pa nila tinatagal yung gloves ni Cuarto. At si Andales, suit-suit pa rin ni Andales yung kanyang mga gloves. Pakitanggal nga ng mga gloves ng mga boksingero, kawawa naman. They already labored for 10 rounds. Those gloves must be very heavy on their hands. Okay, yan po si Andales, nakikita natin. And si Kagawad Nino Dionisio is in the ring. Andales looks very confident that he won this one. Nakangiti din si Rene Cuarto, the former world champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the scores of the 3 judges. Judge Lorente scored it 98-91. Judge Co scored it 97-92. Judge Arguelles scored it 97-92. Winner by unanimous decision, Acero Andales.
And that is it. It's official. Andales winning by a clear unanimous decision over 10 rounds over the former world champion Rene Cuarto. And that victory was spiced by a 7th round knockdown scored by Andales. Well deserved. He controlled this fight much of the way. And Sandman's JC Manangkil rather is in the ring, enjoying the moment. A big victory. And as we said, a big feather in the cap of Andales. He has now beaten a former world champion. Andales improving his record to 16-2-3 with 6 knockouts. And I think he's well on the way to breaking back into the world top 10 ratings. Highlights of this fight just ended. And in the beginning, Cuarto was making good use of the expanse of the ring showing good lateral movement, good footwork. But Andales was on top of the situation every single round. And in a war of attrition, Cuarto slowing down as the fight wore on. Tried to make a fight out of it though. But he fought the fight of Andales. Whereas he could have just stayed away and used the jab, used his lateral movement to control pace. But hindi nangyari yun. It was Andales who was controlling the pace. Cuarto fighting Andales' fight and paying a heavy price for it. Dito po sa round number 7, bumagsak po si Cuarto. And then in round number 8, a fierce exchange between these two fighters. Cuarto connecting that time with the left hand. Cuarto, as we said, he's the type of guy, a former world champion. If he's gonna go down, he'll go down fighting, and he certainly did. Round number 10, he still tried to make a fight out of it, but Andales was clearly the better man in this fight. A win by a unanimous decision. Arar Acero Andales over the former world champion Rene Mark Cuarto. Well-deserved victory. Arar Andales set to break back into the world top 10 ratings. Magbabalik po ang Blow by Blow.
Yung Acero po daw po kasi matigas daw po na fighter, kaya yun po yung inano sa akin ng boss ko na binansagang Acero po. Sa mga una ko po laban kasi bihira lang naman po yung knockout, kaya po lahat po ng laban ko is puro tapos talaga ng laban, tsaka patibayan talaga, kaya Acero. Importante po to sa akin kasi ito po yung mga daan ko po para pupunta sa pangarap ko po na na tagumpay na sa buhay, kung ano man sa future yun. Sa boxing po, yung mag-champion at makaahon po sa hirap. Lalo yung bata pa ako, makasakay na aeroplano. Kaya disiplina talaga, tsaka puso para sa boxing. Maraming salamat po pala sa mga manager ko, Boss Orlan, Boss Erlango, and Boss Jerry Balmes, and promoter po ng Sanman, si Boss JC Manangkil po. At po sa lahat sa coach ko, Coach Ken, maraming salamat, at samahan niyo po kami na ipagdasal itong aming tagumpay. Maraming salamat po.
Tsaga lang sa pag-iinsayo at saka focus palagi pag nag-training. Huwag haluan ng mga kalokohang bagay. Focus lang. Puspusan yung training namin para mapaganda yung laban na to. Sa sports na to, normal lang talaga na matalo ka. Kaya pag natalo, dapat tanggapin na lang na talo ka talaga. Medyo may kulang pa eh. Pag nanalo, mas masaya. Ibig sabihin nun, okay yung walang pagkukulang sa training. Ganun. May mga potensyal yung mga boxer natin ngayon dito sa Pilipinas. Sana patuloy po nating suportahan yung mga boxer na lumalaban at saka yung nasa baba pa. Para nang sa ganun, umangat din sila. At malaki talaga yung naitulong ng Blow by Blow kasi doon na-expose yung mga boxer na baguhan pa lang eh. Yung dyan sila na nahahasa sa Blow by Blow. Shout out pala sa supporters, fans ko dyan, sa pamilya ko, sa manager, yung mga kaibigan ko sa gym. Good luck sa atin. Pagsisikapan ko na may panalo ito.
Speed lang ba? Balikin na yung kawat eh. Kawat niya! Kawat niya lagi! Beat, beat! Beat, beat open! Beat open! Alright, sige, come on! Sige, come on! Alright, come on! Alright!
After 10 rounds of boxing, winner by unanimous decision, Andales.
Next week on Manny Pacquiao presents Blow by Blow.
Si Pangandaw po is wearing the white trunks with the blue trim down the sides. Siya po yung kulot. At nakita natin nung pumasok po siya sa loob ng ring, yung kanyang mouthpiece nasa tenga niya. Nakabalandra dun sa tenga. Oh! Pagsak na kagad! Pagsak na kagad! Si Pangandaw, tinamaan siya ni Atienza. Naku, mukhang madaling matapos itong laban na ito. Hindi na tatayo. Si Pangandaw, tinamaan sa tagiliran. And it's over! It's over! Panurin po natin. Punch of the round. Tinamaan siya sa panga. Ito. Yun! Kanan. Doon sa sikmura. Naku. Panurin ulit natin. Yun, no? Sukat na sukat yung suntok. Tinatamaan ni Atienza si Pangandaw sa ulo. Pero biglang bumuka yung depensa ni Pangandaw doon sa kanyang sikmura. And a shot to the rib cage by Atienza.